Welcome to Daddies the Podcast, featuring Eric and Greg. Join them each week as they hang with a new guest to talk about who they are, their why, and the stories that come up along the way. Thank you for being a part of the Daddies community.
So like 90% of the people here, Philadelphia, Eagles all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to be an Eagles fan right now, right?
Yeah, right.
Sure is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and so I'll post clips from this episode and people will be like, what the hell, man? Like where are the birds?
Oh, you're taunting. You're
you're
making people angry.
You're poking the bear. That's like Shane from Silverstein. He's from Canada, but
yeah, right.
He lives here in Vegas now. And I saw him driving on the road, and no jokes, his license plate had a Golden Knights emblem on it. And I was like, I took a picture of it, and I was like, I have blackmail for the rest of your life now. That I can tell your boys that you're not right. You're not living right out here.
I'm going to show everybody that.
I'm gonna let them all know.
You're ruined.
Well, it's weird though too, because like I know like in Canada, like what's the sport of Canada? Is it football,
hockey.
Soccer, hockey?
It's gotta be hockey.
Hockey is
yeah
by far.
Hockey.
It's like it's a bigger deal that he's like hurting his team like this.
Yeah, right. But like I know now football, and not soccer football, but our football is starting to like, I know they have games in like Ireland, and they've been doing the Brazil games, and
yeah, actually that really screwed me in my fantasy football league. I had one of the running backs that they sat in that Ireland game, and I swear, dude, at like 4 something in the morning, I checked. I was like, oh, he's in? He's gonna play? I'm like, yes, everything's good. If I would have woke up at 5:20, I would have found out that, oh no, he's not going to play. He just decided he wanted to go to Ireland with his team. Funny.
Oh no.
Who do you guys have as your starting quarterbacks?
So I am actually beasting it in the quarterback realm because I have 3 quarterbacks. It's due to injury though. I had Purdy as my main quarterback, the 49ers quarterback, and then he got hurt, and so I was like in a panic. And a lot of really good quarterbacks were there, and I saw that a bunch of my friends needed quarterbacks. So what did I do? I picked up 2 of the best quarterbacks that I could, and so I've got Mr. Indiana Jones himself, Daniel Jones,
all right,
who has served me well.
Yes,
I will say he's served me well, but I also have Justin Field, and to be honest, he's only played 2 games, and both those games he's put up like 20 something. So so now it's hard to pick who I'm going to play.
I'm right there with you. So I have Purdy as my starter, but he's hurt. So then I had
we all have Purdy on our team,
and then I had Mac Jones, and then my other. So we have a 2. We do.
You
a
did
2
have
quarterback.
Mac Jones.
I did have Mac Jones, and now I have Spencer Rattler. And
wow,
yeah. So the quarterback realm for me, bad.
It's hurting.
It's hurting. So I need to trade or figure that out.
I made the pivotal mistake of getting 2 running backs whose bye week are the same week. And as we all know, like usually every year running backs are getting injured, and there's always a good one to pick up. This year they're staying healthy, and I'm like, I really like that. I guess everyone's healthy, but I need somebody.
Yep.
Well, and like, in our
Kareem
draft,
Hunt,
everyone,
I think, is my backup running back right now, and I'm like, who else am I even going to play with him?
I don't even know. I know like McCaffrey went early, Barkley went early, like all like because everyone does auto draft, and then it automatically scoops. Not everyone, but a lot of people were doing auto draft, and it was scooping the best running backs from under us, man.
Oh, that's how it. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's at least that 2 or 3 guys in the league that are just gonna scoop up whatever's the best. And it's hard to say, because they always end up with a great team. And I'm like, man, I did so much research. I put so much thought and effort into this. Why did I do that?
We had a draft last year, and we all went to like this like local brewery, and this dude shows up, and he was older, and he has this stack of papers, 60 pages deep. And we all look at him, we're like, what is that? He's like, is this not how you do the draft? And I was like, yeah, maybe in 1994, but
hey, but they were prepared in 94.
He knew. He said, well, why would I pick him? The stats here say he's only going to shine this game. I was like, no, but ESPN Fantasy tells me right here that, he's the guy I need to pick. So, and then he was confused because I guess, back in the day, you would legit have the papers.
He thought there was going to be a board, and you would put you would claim him on the board on like the draft board.
He would have fit in right as rain here in Vegas. We have one where you do it at Sapphire, and you come into the gentleman's club, and a girl basically puts it all up on the board.
That's the only strip club I've been to in Vegas, actually.
Wait, so you can go there. It's a strip club, and it's also they
do the NFL draft party to where you go in there, and they have like all the, it looks like a little tab, and it looks like their jersey and their number. And once you pick them, they go hang them on your name, and they have all the names of everybody in your party written up. And a really hot girl is like your host to do it. And it's a terrible way to start your party. But, especially if your team's going tragically, at least you're at a strip club,
Yeah, right. So
could be worse.
Yeah.
There's worse ways I went to Hooters this year, and we just did it on our phones.
His papers.
Well, yeah. So they all went to Hooters, and I'm sitting there at home, just like on my computer, and I'm like, "Wow, it's so lame."
I'm pretty sure we invited you.
You probably did, and I said,
"You just don't like. You just don't like to come to Hooters."
Daddy's Podcast, all right. We don't ever have to go anywhere that we don't want to go. All right. I have children, so I'm allowed to use them. They use me in every way possible. So anytime I need them, like to get out of anything, I use them. And that's pretty much all the time nowadays for me.
Isn't that great? Eric and I were just talking about that. We were like, hey, like, we could do this thing, or hear me out. We say we're thinking about it and we're going to try. And then Saturday night, early Sunday morning, we say, oh my, like we couldn't do it. We couldn't get childcare.
Oh, the kids are
sick. There's something going on.
Got a fever. Oh no. I don't want to get you guys sick. Oh,
yeah, I'd love to, but the kids.
I got the sniffles. I'll tell you what though. I was driving my son today. The kids wanted Chick-fil-A for dinner, and I'll tell you how we ended up going there. But on the way there, I called my mom, and we were talking about someone we had on the show a couple days ago, and she was like, "Oh, my mom still hasn't figured out like what Daddies the Podcast is. She thinks that it's a show that focuses on fatherhood," and I can see why people think that. We either get that or like this, we're some pseudo-sexual kink podcast, right? Like it's one or the other.
Daddies.
So it is the the latter.
On, guys.
Right. So, we're somewhere in between though, honestly.
Yeah, right. But she was like, so like you had on this person's dad? And I was like, well, who's dad? And she was like, wait, I guess I'm confused with who you talk to. And like, we don't just, we're not talking to guests' dads, but for whatever reason, my mom thinks that, but ironically enough.
I think your mom just made a podcast, bro.
Yeah, well,
imagine doing this, going up to famous, we want a podcast, and don't even bring it into just music or emo music or any of that stuff. Right. Bring it, broaden the horizon, bro. I want to talk to fucking Will Smith's father. You know what I mean? I want to talk to MGK's dad. I want to talk
who's
to
doing
all
the Super Bowl this year?
Not in the picture. Isn't there somebody who's really famous? Like, let's talk to Justin Bieber's dad. Let's hit Britney Spears' dad. That's
right, you know who Justin Bieber is, but do you know his dad?
Yeah,
you do now?
I mean, no, but you could land that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For the right price, those guys are easily bought. They're for sale right now on the marketplace. If you want to have a meet and greet, they'll do it for like $35.
They probably are the ones that respond to the messages on social media.
God.
It doesn't just.
We know Brittany's dad was responding to all of hers. I think he's uncc'd. Even though someone should really intervene there and tell her that the Instagram is getting weird.
Did you? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, they were like, well, maybe her dad was like kind of onto something. Where there's like the video of her with the knives, and she was like,
we all were thinking it. We're like, man, she's like,
what
really
the fuck?
pleading the case for. But I fuck that. If it's because it's Britney Spears doing it with knives. If it was some emo girl who had like dark makeup and wasn't Britney Spears, we wouldn't have said a thing. We would have been like, oh, that shit's cool. That girl with the knives is awesome. Right? You know what I mean? So actually, I'm not really judging her about that. It's the repetitiveness. I'm wondering if things are okay. And I'm wondering if like, she's just like venting this all out. But like, there's nobody in her corner is what this says to me. There's no, because if I was Britney's friend, I'd be like, girl, I love you, but like maybe we should get like a publicist to help you with these Instagram posts, and it would get you back in the graces of everyone, and you could do anything you want and have this like, because you are a fucking goddess. I still to this day think she's a goddess. Love Britney. I hope she's okay and doing great. Loved her music. Still love her music. Will always love her music. But
and that's the thing. Like,
one of her friends needs to check in on her.
Well, but
let's talk to her dad.
We should have her dad up, but then we're going to end up. He's going to end up locking us up forever.
No, that's your mom's idea.
Yeah,
let's not steal that. I think she should be the one doing the interview.
Well, and
Greg,
ironically,
do you mind if I do a podcast with your mom?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. So my mom doesn't know that this podcast was named after her in a way.
It sure was.
And she does not know that because she does not listen, and she would probably feel some sort of way.
You should wait for an interview that's not with Seth from The Hire, and like maybe like when you got Adam Lazzara from Taking Back Sunday on here, and you'd be like, Mom, I'm doing big things. Like I've got, you know.
Can I ask you actually? Did you guys ever tour with TBS?
So we played with Taking Back Sunday probably 8 or 9 different times. So when we were, our band was still coming up. You know, they would always use our band to do the promotion for, you know, the touring bands that are coming in because, you know, we were hitting the streets with it. So they gave us so many shows, and then we did a lot of festivals with them, and they were really nice to us and good dudes, like all around. I mean, I will say I'm closer probably with Fred than all of them now. But I mean, at the time, you know, he was in the band, you know, for a lot of that era too. So, great band.
It's funny. So Eric only knows TBS with Fred, and you know, like John Nolan. You know, when
John
first started
is one of my favorite voices. He is the reason I fell in love with Taking Back Sunday. Was their combative, like vocal power was awesome, and their lyrics were witty. And even though at the time when I first heard Taking Back Sunday's very first record, I was like, man, I wish, because I'm a pop ear. I'm like, man, I wish they would have like auto-tuned this more for me, or like did
what is this
different. I'm like, some of these takes are interesting and make me cringe, but I like it, and I'm like, this is weird for me as a pop singer. And then, you know, it grew to be one of my favorite emo records of all time. And I still would say that I like their first record more than Louder Now, but Louder Now, of course, holds a really strong place in my heart because I think it was a masterpiece. I think that also was when he was also leaning more into the pop and the melodies, and those songs were there, man. Ooh, good songs.
So they came through. So I mean, as I don't know if you remember the Harmony Grange here in Delaware, but
absolutely,
yeah, right. But the Harmony Grange is long gone, but they came through a
daycare.
It's a daycare now. Bands play.
It's a good room for it. I mean, you can see every angle. You can see. I mean, you know,
right. I used to
love square, right? Am I thinking of the right place?
Yeah. It's a big square. It was just a giant open space, and there were 300-400 people that we'd all get packed in. You'd go smoke your menthol cigarettes in the parking lot. You'd go back in.
I was smoking weed in the trailer, but whatever. To each their own. You know.
Yeah, right. So you were cooler than I was.
I was stoneder. If that's a new word that I just invented now.
It is now.
The cool thing about the Grange was you could go for $15-$20 and see, holy shit, just fire bands nonstop all night.
Well, talk about ticket prices. I mean, well, we weren't making any money, and I understand why.
Sucks for you. Yeah,
that's why.
It sucks. I mean, I want to bring my band back just to recoup some of that shit that I had, you know. There's recoupment that goes into that. We don't listen to talk about it, but you know, anyway, fun life. You know what I mean? Getting to see all of our favorite bands for like $15, you got to see a fucking lineup.
We just went out to New York about 2 months ago to see Just Surrender's 20th. And
how cool. I love those dudes.
And Jay is like such a nice dude. And ironically enough, his parents live in Lewis, Delaware now, right near my mom. So we always we linked up with him down at the beach to fly kites. It was like,
dude, those guys are
kite
all
festival.
such good guys. Great band. I'm stoked. I mean, I get so stoked when I see any of the bands, of our day, like getting back and doing it. Cause I mean, of course it makes sense with some of the bands that are out there still touring and still making money. But, for our bands, we're not doing it for the money. We're doing it just because, hey, there's like 15 kids that have been messaging us for years. Like, hey, will you guys ever play another show? And, for us, it's fun. It's cool.
So, how far out do you guys branch now for your shows? Do you still do you just take them as they come? Like, will you come to the East Coast? Like, how does that look now?
We do take them as they come.
Yep.
For us right now, it has to make sense. Not all of the hire is back. And so, you know what I mean? A lot of them have stuff they're doing. I would say the two prominent members that aren't going to ever really tour with us would be like Tom Oakes and Jay Centeno. It's our bass player and our guitarist. Jay wrote Insurance and Weapons Wired, and Tom, and is one of the original members who started the band. And then Tom wrote Histrionics, Rock My Body, some of the other hits, 31 Floors, great songs with us. And what we were lucky enough to have is when me and Reggie, the other guitarist, he was like, hey, let's put some of these songs and ideas to paper and let's record some stuff. That will be fun. I thought, hey, what a fun idea. And then the other guys were like, hey, we may not be interested in touring, but we have stuff to contribute. And that is what honestly sparked the hire getting back together at all and doing any shows. Because in my mind at that time, I think I was okay not doing it. I do cover band here now in Vegas, so I don't have to go anywhere, and I play songs everyone loves and knows. So it's it's a built-in thing for me, and I'm still living the dream, and I have 3 kids, so it's easier to go home, and I can't really go on a tour unless it financially makes sense for my family.
Sure.
So, that's a different lifestyle. And that's how it is now.
I hear the the cover bands are pretty fucking lucrative though.
I'm playing all the time. I mean, I play tomorrow right on the Strip, Bottled Blonde in a cool place that's right next to Old Red, right by Planet Hollywood. And I'll make a couple $100. I'll make some tips also on top of the guaranteed money. And I show up and sing for 3 hours, maybe 4 hours.
But that's fun.
Dude,
yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, it's easy. It's a cakewalk for me. I mean, especially once you've learned all the lyrics. I mean, that's the hard part. For me, I don't even have any gear to lug in. All these drummers and all these guys having to do real work, man. I just show up and, make sure my hair's combed and
sure.
parted one side or the other, and we get her done.
Who were we talking to, Eric? Was it it was Ryan from their First to 11, and they're like a YouTube cover band, and he was like, dude, it's so much easier just to do these songs because then we can choose where we're playing and we just get to play awesome songs all the time. You don't have to worry about all the bullshit behind it.
I mean, there is a lot of truth to that. And I mean, especially the new conversation that the world is going to get in with AI. Like some incredible things have been done with AI, but it to the detriment, I would say, of real songwriters, because there's guys who really pour their heart into it. And I'm friends and know lots of them and know that, their job is personally being targeted with this AI stuff because it's so easy. And I mean, even we can attest to it. We had some fun with AI where we took some songs by the hire, and all he did was he entered it into some thing and said, hey, give us a metal breakdown version of this, and bang, 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 it shoots it right out. And is it fun? I mean, we posted it and kids loved it, but then also kids are confused. They're like, dude, are you guys going to play this version or are you guys going to do this? I'm like, that's not me singing. That's AI. If you want Allen Iverson to come in for you, I don't know. You're going to have to ask somebody.
But we've used like AI to kind of help generate our some like different like intro songs, or like I'll take the intro song that like I've recorded and I said, hey, I really like the way that this guitar tone sounds. Take this and do something with it, and I want it to sound like 80s synth, ominous.
And you can do that. And we can do that even like, imagine now a band who writes an original song, right? And then you take your demo and you throw it into AI and you say, hey, turn this shitty ass demo into something great. And then it does something great. And then you're like, fuck. So what do I do now? What's the right path to take in here? Do I go with what's best for the song? Because when I'm in the studio writing with other songwriters, I go with what's best. I don't have an ego about it. I mean, I took lyrics from my friends all the time. That's what the hire was. I mean, I wrote a lot of lyrics, but majority of our songs were written by someone else who we collaborate. That's collaboration. But now am I collaborating with Allen Iverson? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy. I call it Allen Iverson, but AI.
I think it's a lot bigger deal when rappers don't write their own lyrics. But if you're doing pop music, I feel like it's like
sampling for years, stealing songs for years and years and years.
It's frowned upon.
Is it frowned upon though?
It's not frowned upon.
Like some of the people who are doing the real work are frowning upon it, but the people with ears, they don't care.
Well,
and that's what sucks. I mean, it sucks for both sides of it, because I want to give out what's best, but yet I want to stay true to what's art. And if we start letting it's a slippery slope. If we start letting if Joe Blow, who isn't musically talented at all, can put out the record of the year and we all love it and are jamming to it, who are we to say? You know what I mean?
It's tough.
I mean, because too, I feel like it's you can't differentiate a lot of the times, right? And like,
so if you can't tell, then
you
doesn't
can't
matter.
Tell. Right?
Well,
like,
my question is, how are bands pumping out? It used to be like a band poured their heart and soul into a record for a year, 2. Sometimes we'd be waiting 3 or 4 for these great bands to follow up to a record that was massive, right? And that's how long it took, because they were writing genuine shit. Now, and I'm not saying which bands are doing it or which bands aren't doing it. And to me, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Because you'd be a fool not to change with the times a little bit. But also, it's like now I could put out a record a year. That sounds pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you write the lyrics. I mean, a lot of these things, like, you can add your art. It's not like it's all AI, even though we all know that an AI can just take direction from a guy who has no musical talent and can make a song. And YouTubers are doing it and getting famous off of it, and TikTokers are, and why wouldn't,
Good for them, right? For them.
I just wrote a whole album right now while we were
like, quite literally.
Right. I mean, I'm taking this transcript and feeding it into.
Greg, make it the outro.
Yeah,
make it the outro of this episode.
This is going to be our album. Yeah, right. But I mean, people use AI, even if you like, not for music, but like, you can tell when you watch a video and it's clearly AI and it's not music based. But you're like,
I watch a lot of conspiracy theory videos these days, man. It's hard to tell which ones are real, dude. I'm getting fooled all the time. I'm like, man, I'm really stoned. Maybe I should just like wait a couple hours to watch this one again, or send it to a couple of my friends who are going to be like, dude, are you an idiot? The world is not flat. All right, stop bothering me at 3 a.m.
Who's the Bill Nye? Bill Maher?
Oh, Bill Maher with the TV show?
Yeah, with the podcast. He had Chris Pratt on, and the whole episode was essentially about AI, and like, he was like, well, your father-in-law literally fought AI in the Terminator, and like how like that is like, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. And
I heard that that's going to be the thing. Okay, what is it that our parents have a hard time identifying? Like spam texts and emails, like, oh no, they want me to go buy gift cards to pay my taxes to IRS. Like, we know, like, that's not fucking real, duh. Like how could you be tricked by that? But the thing that's going to get us, like our kids are going to look at us and say, that's obviously fake. That's AI.
Ew.
Like AI generated that, and how can you not tell that? And we're going to be like, I don't know, it looks pretty real.
It looks pretty real to me.
It's
well
going to be our
generated.
thing.
I mean, keep me away from the phone because I think the aliens are coming, man.
They've got phone calls. They can, like, if they hear you say, like, just from this podcast, they'll be able to make a script that makes our voices, and they're going to call Greg's mom and say, and it sounds like Greg. It's going to sound like Greg. And it's going to say,
I saw
Mom.
some podcast where he was mimicking it and calling his mom and saying, "Hey, Mom, I'm in jail. I need money," kind of thing. And she fell for it. Almost. She it was because he didn't call her from his phone. He called her from something else. And then so she called his phone and it was just hard for him to cover it up. And I was like, man, it's definitely, it's happening because otherwise people wouldn't be wasting their time doing it.
And it's happening. And
if it happens to you, do you tell anybody it happened to you? I mean, think about it.
No.
Most of our friends are getting scammed every day, catfished on Tinder some way. You know what I mean?
You know?
They've shown up and they were like, man, I got tricked, but I'm not going to tell this story. It might be the story that I take to the grave.
Right.
I'm going to spin it. Yeah, right. So it fits my narrative. But like, I know I've been getting phone calls and they do sound, hey, this is Eric with Yahoo Mail Services. And there was an attempt to log into your account from Kansas City. And then it's like, we know that's a scam, right? But then it's like, oh yeah, I'll
need
play
your
along.
Social security number to.
Well, they always say,
verify.
okay, you need to take off the two-factor, the multi-factor authentication, so we can get in and make sure. And then when you say, no, that was me in Kansas City, like I was the one that tried to do that, then they're like, oh, fuck you. Like, yo.
Then his real voice comes out. You motherfucker!
Yes. Who? There's a handful of these people that do this, that keep the scammers going.
Oh yeah.
Or they just like take up their time, or they'll like attack them. They'll attack the scammers, and they'll like hack into their webcams and say,
"That's so great." Oh,
there's a female I see that does it.
It's God's work out there.
And she'll like change her voice to sound like Siri, or like, and then like she'll keep them going for minutes. Or she does like the Kardashian sisters a lot.
Oh, good.
And these motherfuckers get pissed.
Yeah, my favorite guy is the one who he puts his voice like this, and he kind of sounds like a grandma. Oh, you want me to push the 7? I'll scratch the code and I'll punch it in. And they're like, no, do not click, do not enter the code. It's so fucking funny. I love it. It's just justice served too, because they're the worst people ever. The scammers that try to get you,
man.
Because you're preying on vulnerable individuals,
vulnerable old ladies.
Yes, right. Like get fucked,
man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sucks. That happened to my grandparents, and that's like my grandpa's one of his last memories was every time he would see me. Hey, remember that time that scammer was trying to scam us? I'm like, yeah, Grandpa, that wasn't me. You remember that part of it, right?
But what is it like with, I know my wife, her grandpa, I met him for the first time at our wedding, and he was like in our hotel room, and he was like, let me tell you about the time they took out my prostate. And it's like, yo, I mean, okay, do tell, but like I'm intrigued now.
Must have been memorable. I mean, that only happens once.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You could technically have more weddings than you have your prostate.
And he was like,
removed.
I haven't Eiffel Towered since. And I was like, yo, come on, Grandpa.
Damn.
This shit's crazy.
Really not living his best life.
I know.
Missing out on the Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, right.
Did you just really want to go to Paris, or
maybe? Okay, so I do, we were talking about Chick-fil-A earlier, and I want to circle back to this, right? And you guys
thank
are both
God it's not Sunday.
It's not Sunday, or else
I don't think we're allowed to talk about them on Sunday.
We can't talk about it. So I had like my daughter is 5, and so our routine is, my wife is a school teacher. She takes our son to daycare early on her way to school. Well, my daughter's bus comes later, so she stays home with me. She dicks off, does whatever. So she was dressed. I had a phone call from work, and 2 minutes before we had to get to the bus, She was like, I'm going to go upstairs to brush my teeth. So then she went upstairs, she came down and she, I guess, changed her outfit. And I didn't notice it. So we're in the car and I look back and she has on the same outfit that she had on yesterday.
Mhm.
And
She likes
and
that one.
well, and I was like, Isla, babe, like, you can't wear the same outfit because you were in it all day. You went to recess, like you played at the playground. Like you don't want to be the kid that is wearing the same outfit, right? And then I look back and like, I don't know why it just made me feel really bad. She started crying and she was like, I'm embarrassed and like I really wanted to wear this outfit. And I was like, like dads wouldn't understand that, but like, and it was like it's so hard for me to like find that like I don't want to hurt your feelings, but also this is what needs to happen so you don't get made fun of. So then I felt bad when she got home, and then I offered to take her to Chick-fil-A because she was sad, and I felt really fucking guilty.
Isn't it crazy how just the little bit of food will cheer any woman, child or adult up very quickly?
It does it for me. It does it for me.
I love food.
It's something that I was never told by my dad, but I feel like this should have been like the first thing he passed down. If your wife ever gets upset or your daughter's ever upset, food works every time.
Yeah.
Really does.
But can I say, Chick-fil-A, meh.
Overrated.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna jump onto a ledge and say that Popeye's chicken sandwich is far, far superior.
Yes, we say this all the time.
That's exactly what I said.
The only way I can eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich is I have to put yellow mustard on it. And really? I know that some people think that is weird, but that is the only way it tastes good to me.
I'm trying that. I'm going to try that.
And I think it's frustrating too because it was $40 for the four of us, which is, as much as it costs to go out to fast food anymore.
Yeah, McDonald's, any place. There's not a single place you can go to. You used to be able to go to Taco Bell for $10, $15. Dude, you go to Taco Bell now, you're like, $35. I only got like 4 or 5 burritos. Like, what's going on here?
It's like, especially if you DoorDash, holy shit, it's like $8.19 for a cheesy gordita crunch.
No, I am the DoorDash guy now. I'm like, babe, if you want to eat tonight, I will go pick it up. Please don't DoorDash. Please don't waste our money collectively. You know what I mean? It's like, it's bad enough I refuse to DoorDash, but it's not up to me. We all know that it's never been up to me.
Right.
No, you're just there.
I'm just there.
Along for the ride.
The environments that I'm brought into.
No, I feel like though DoorDash, it's convenient when you need it, sure, but you pay like 50%. And you can't customize shit properly.
You don't need it. We were fine without it. a year ago, like 2 years ago.
What was, I mean, we used to go to all right, we're at a McDonald's, hop in the car, we'll swing through the drive-thru and pick it up. Like that was
you send one, or you just send one person.
You'd send one person, and the only thing you'd get delivered would be pizza or like something from a pizza shop. Like those were the only places delivering, But you were going through the drive-thru, and you'd be hype as shit. You'd roll through after like a long day, at school or whatever. You get that McDonald's, and it used to slap fucking hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it still does.
It does.
If
right.
you order the right things, it's still pretty good.
There's nothing better than getting ripped and just eating fucking McDonald's.
Really, if their fries are made correctly, which we know is about a 50% chance nowadays. It used to be better, but now they give us Wendy's standards. It's like when you go to Wendy's, there's always something missing from the bag. You know what I mean? Always.
So Wendy's is another one I refuse. I've refused Wendy's.
Yeah, because they've done you dirty so many times.
Yep.
When you got home with the chicken nuggets, I think you have 20 chicken nuggets and no dipping sauce. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? It's gonna taste disgusting. It's like, and then they get mad that people are ripping off their sauces. They should be happy that I can have it at my house since they're fucking things up.
Who set the limit for fucking dipping sauces? Who said this only gets one? A 10-piece only gets what? 2 sometimes?
If you sell your nuggets in intervals of 5, if I get 20 nuggets, I get 4 sauces.
Yes. Yeah,
it's for every
that's
5
common
nuggets.
knowledge.
Yes,
I mean,
It should be. But when's
it
the last
should
time
be,
that
but
you ordered
we
a
all know that we have to ask for those extra ones, and then we have to just hope that the person is just so lazy. They're like, "Damn it, I don't want to ring this person up for 50 cents."
yeah,
All
because they
right, here's
charge
the
you
2
for
sauces,
those.
but usually we charge for these. Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
You shouldn't.
Greg, what was that tailgate meal that we got? And it had like
The bundle
40
box, yeah, at
like
McDonald's.
40 chicken nuggets and 2 Big Macs and a couple other things in it. And we killed it.
But so I said to the guy, like, hey, I want 2 honey mustards, like 2 barbecue. I'm sorry, not barbecues. McDonald's barbecue is trash. 2 buffalo, 2 ranch, and whatever else. And this motherfucker rolled his eyes at me.
Oh, yeah. You didn't notice. Was that when we went together
Yeah,
that one
yeah,
time?
yeah. And it's like,
you didn't
is that
What do you
notice.
think? They make sauce on trees?
He's like, get the fuck out of my store.
But I don't
I'm
understand.
already-
It's not
I'm already
his
charging you
sauce.
15 to 20 bucks for this meal that used to be $5.
Yeah. Well,
It's like they upselled everything. They're like the greed was they saw no limits. They keep bringing in new people, and they're like, "How can we make us more money?" And if those people don't come up with ideas, I think they're fired. So they've
Yeah.
always got to come up with new ideas, and everything's going to escalate.
The McDonald's hash brown is the thing for me that enrages me the most. You used to be able to get 2 hash browns for $1. Now, I think 1 hash brown is like $2.50.
$1.29.
oh, yeah.
How?
$2.50,
No,
yeah.
it's more than $2.
Oh, that hit. That
But
hurts.
That's fucked.
I will say this: that a lot of places are doing like
The bundle or like the-
Wawa does it. McDonald's is now doing it. It's like a $5 bundle, and you get like a hash brown, a breakfast sandwich, and a drink, like a coffee or something.
Wait, hold
$5.
on,
Oh,
Seth.
Wawa.
Do you have Wawa
Dude,
out there?
I love Wawa. God, I wish
Yes.
where is fucking Wawa when you need it?
Yeah.
That oh man, when
Mostly
we
up
were,
in
my
Delaware?
brother was
Everywhere.
living in like New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia, because he went to UPenn, and so he was living right outside of in New Jersey, and I would go there, and man, Wawas are such a convenience.
Yep.
I mean,
they're great.
we're already eating this fast food. Like at least Wawa is priced reasonably.
But it's funny when you try to explain. I feel like now Wawa is more recognized, but back in the day, like, so Eric and I were both born and raised
What
here
at
in
a
Delaware.
gas station?
It was a gas station, and people would be like, "Why are you eating your sandwich from a gas station?" It's like,
Gas
no, but
station
like,
food.
but you
Ooh.
you gotta understand, it's not just a gas station. There's more to it.
Well, when you're on tour, you got to take what you get. I mean, I didn't ever like Subway. Did I eat Subway? Yes. I never liked it. There was not once that I was like, man, these ingredients don't taste like they were made in a fucking processed lab.
You know what? That's interesting that you say that. So I was watching Aaron from Under Oath, and he was talking about their like allotment of money on tour for food, and it was like $5 a day or some fucking
like your stipend.
like your
per diem
stipend.
is what we
Your
called
per
it.
diem. Is it really that shit when you're like touring?
Dude,
I mean,
oh yeah. Per diem. We were lucky. Well, we were stoked when we had a tour that had a per diem. We were like, I swear to God, on the Epitaph tour, we got $35 a day for our per diem, and I swear that was just Epitaph covering like their like laws. There were probably laws in place that they were like, yeah, we don't want to get sued for this later, so we'll give them what they're allotted.
now
bare
is that
minimum.
is that 35 per person or for all of you?
No, it was 35 per person, but
Okay.
what I'm getting to is that's the most per diem or daily pay that the hire ever made in their entire careers. We would take every once in a while when we would get done with the tour, we were like, oh, we have some extra money, let's split it amongst us 5. And we're like, oh, awesome, I can buy a sack tonight. Like quite literally, like we were not like rolling around in any kind of money, but the band would pay for our bare minimums, and that was it.
Yeah.
We kept our phone, our gas, our insurance. That's about it.
So, I mean, in theory, could you take that per diem and buy, like, could you buy a loaf of bread if you wanted to? And like,
Oh yeah, so the way we did it, we would take so on a regular tour, we would allot ourselves $5 to $10 a per diem a day, because I mean that we all needed to eat and make sure that we were eating. You know what I mean? Some of us already look skinny as hell. My mom would, before we left on tour, would take us to Costco and spend like $500 on stuff she would just stash. And she wouldn't let me buy like, snack stuff. She would buy things that she knew, here's a 500 cup of noodles. You know what I mean? Here's 3 packs of Gatorades. You know what I mean? Here's all these things that she knew that we needed. And so most days we would be like, okay, if I eat cup of noodles all day today and whatever pizza they bring to the venue, you know what I mean? I can pocket this $10.
Sure.
And in a week I'll have a sack. No, I'm just yeah, so, just
rolling in it.
Rolling in it. Thanks, Mom.
But like, I feel like having that luxury of having Mom, hook you up like that is fucking huge.
Oh, dude, it was necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, we were their little kids that they were sending to drive around the country dangerously through the snow, and it was it was crazy. I mean, those days were crazy. I mean, of course, touring is fun and the show is fun, but the show is like 3 hours long of your day, and the rest is like, okay, now let's drive for 6 hours mostly. We were smart. We usually would leave. We would stay and party a little bit at night to keep sanity, to have fun on tour. And then one person would be the designated. And that person is driving. And once we got done partying around 2 a.m, we would drive 3 or 4 hours towards that. And then we would get a hotel in the morning because it would allow us to stay there as long as we want during the day. Past usually we would go to a rinky-dink hotel who needed us, and we would just get one room. We would all go sleep in there, take turns showering, wait until the call time, and then leave literally to where we're arriving at the venue right when we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
that
sweet.
was like the formula, and it worked the best for us because it allowed us to have some fun, because otherwise all you're doing is driving 6 hours and sitting around. A lot of bands would do that, where they either would get a hotel in that town and then the next morning drive all day long and then get burnt out after 6 hours to a venue where you're like, okay, now sit around for 3 or 4 more hours before the show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. I mean,
emotion down.
I mean, going 6, 7, 12 hours to Florida, fucking, it's draining if you're in the car all day just driving. So, and then having to then perform, you know,
or put on a game face for fans, and not even sometimes it's just a hassle. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, I need to prepare my voice. I need to not actually be interacting and doing all this stuff, but you have to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Especially when you're up and coming, you're going to do whatever you can for your fans. Because those people did the same thing with their day. They put in the hard work to come see you. So you have to think of it like that, but it can be draining and taxing, and mental health wasn't a thing back then. So
no,
it's
everybody just did fine.
It's really funny that you say that though, because we had Daniel Rinaldi on from Bid Light for Blue Eyes, and that's kind of his thing now, is talking to these these bands for who were doing their thing 20 years ago, and how there was no support for them. It was you just suck it up and keep on fucking moving.
No, I was lucky that I could do the extra. I could put on the extrovert face. For those who I know are secluded and introverts at heart, you see their struggles. You know what I mean? And a lot of our friends, we've lost some of them, or some of them are as good as lost because they're doing drugs that that it's hard to come back from, or to get a real life from. So I'm happy when people talk about it, and I'm happy when people think about it. But I mean, at the time, like I said, we weren't really, that wasn't the culture. It was just more you gotta just put in the work hard, do what you can, push yourself to the limit, and maybe you'll get there. And to be honest, it was worth it.
I mean, it sounds sweet. It sounds stressful, but it sounds sweet, I always wonder though, if you have bad blood with another band on the tour, is that something that you just have to You just suck it up and deal with it. You just
I mean,
don't.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think that the hire never really ran into bad blood. You either sometimes didn't get a lot, have like common interests with the bands. I mean, if our band was out partying every night and there's a sober band that doesn't party at all, Christian or something like that, and they don't do things that we do, and maybe they look down on us for the things that we did, they were very Christian about it, nice about it to us, to our faces.
Sure.
Emery still pretends that they love us, so I think they do. I love that band, and I love those guys.
I love Emery too.
And, on the tour we did with them, they brought their wives on tour. I thought that was cool.
Sure.
Though there was a lot of people in their band.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw Muse in Philly, and they each have their own. So there's 3 members. Each one has their own fucking tour bus.
I mean, Blink 182 had to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
those guys were burnt out of each other. You get, I mean, that's the art of being in a band. You're not always going to agree with 5 guys. It's like being married to 4 or 5 guys, and you guys all have to make decisions together.
It's tough.
Unfortunately. And sometimes you don't want to eat at Chick-fil-A, and this guy wants to fucking, be a
He wants to
vegan
eat at the
this month.
superior
You know what I
Popeyes.
mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
cool. And you got to try to support each other where you can, but you also have to live your own life. So I feel like on tour, a lot of times, even though you're traveling and being with each other a lot, everybody found their own ways to like branch off and do their own things and maybe even get breaks from each other. And I think that's really healthy. I mean, I know our band, we had the stoners and the drinkers, and we had the guys who had girlfriends and didn't have girlfriends. And we had the introverts who didn't want to go do anything, and then the guys who wanted to do everything. So you got to juggle that and also be responsible, because you have to make it to the venue the next day. And it's not always the case that you have a tour manager who's in charge of telling everyone what to do. You know what I mean?
Just got to kind of have faith that everybody does the right thing.
Yep. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes people move on. And sometimes, that's why members don't make it in the band forever. You know what I mean? We had disagreements with guys that were in our band who today, I would say I love those guys still. But, at the time, it didn't work out. And when you have 2 members in the band that just can't work with each other, sometimes that's just how it works. And, that's life. I mean, in general.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to think about it because I've never done it, right? But so Eric and I lived together for 3 months,
something like that,
and we didn't. There was no bad blood, beefing, anything. Surprisingly, but also I think we did a good job of not being together 24/7. Like we were living together, but we weren't. I was literally
3 months is a short period,
and it's a short time, right? So
let me tell you, when you're
longer.
in a van next to each other for 8-9 years straight, you're gonna have some shit, man. That's gonna build up, and that's just how it is. You know what I mean? You guys, I mean that I applaud the bands that can put that stuff aside. You know what I mean? Like look at Seosin, Taking Back Sunday. These bands that Anthony. When we met Anthony, he was sleeping on the floor in Bo's studio in Newport, right? Bo is the guitarist from Seosin, and Anthony, you guys know Anthony Green. He was sleeping on the floor because he had been sent a EP from Bo, which was done in its entirety. Everything other than those vocals for that 5-song EP was finished, done. Here's this masterpiece, this guitar and drum masterpiece. Put some vocals to it. And he did. And he was like, oh shit, these are going to be good. Come out here, do that. He recorded it. We all listened to it and thought in our brains, holy shit, this band is going to be one of the biggest new bands of all time. And we are right at the forefront of it, getting our EP recorded by the guitarist from it. Couldn't have been more stoked. Anthony is partying with us every night because he's just out there. And he's telling us, he's like, honestly, guys, this really isn't my style of music. He's like, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be in the band. He's like, I like the songs. These are good, but I don't see myself being in this band. And, he even gave it a good college go. but it wasn't what he wanted to do. He went his own way, did his own thing. He keeps going his own way, doing his own thing in multiple entities, because I think he sometimes has like different like versions of himself that he wants to give musically, and he's so talented that you shouldn't hold someone with that much talent back. But he has come full circle to where now he can come back and say, "Hey guys, we can celebrate these songs that are good." I mean, it's not everyone's opinion of Seosin is going to always say that that first EP is what hooked them, and his voice was golden on it. And I love that they came full circle. Same with Taking Back Sunday. They have John back in the band. That, those guys were beefing. They were not best of buds this whole time. You know what I mean?
And wasn't there one point where, was it Adam or John? Who was fucking Jesse Lacey's sis, or Jesse Lacey was fucking
so John's
sister?
I think these are all like rumors that get blown out of proportion. But I think maybe that John or Adam hooked up or something happened with John's sister. But like, I mean, that's like seriously like, it's like that's personal business that got thrown into the media.
Oh, yeah.
And got blown up. And look, we're talking about it today. You know what I mean?
How many years? Like, it's been 20 years.
It probably was nothing. Is probably not
Greg,
as big a deal as any of us are blowing it up to be. And we're all grown ass adults. She can date whoever she wants. John doesn't really get a say in that. And even if she's fighting with, they've
that was
been able
a
to put
thing. It was
obviously, even if that was a thing, they put it aside and are friends now.
Oh yeah,
and she's probably coming to the shows, and she probably has her own family and a husband.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like,
I think they've all moved on. And I'll tell you, we saw. So we were talking about the Grange. So TBS came through Delaware, and they played down at Rehoboth Beach here in Delaware. And after the show, we went around back, and Adam and John were just hanging out, talking to us, and it was they were so just genuine. Sometimes people are like,
I know Adam is a very genuine guy.
He was. And I saw Adam when they did the Taste of Chaos with Dashboard and Seosin with Anthony Green, and we got there early as fuck. And the parking lot was open, but it wasn't supposed to be. So we were like the first ones there. And Adam was just outside working out. And he came over to us and he was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And we're like, "Oh wait, that's Adam." Like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Were you like?
Well, it kind of caught me off guard because of just how nonchalant. Like, he just walked right. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And
that's what the job is like, show up, and if you show up early, dick around until it's time to go. And like, these are all real people. I mean, we blow celebrity and stuff up like that just because we love their band. You know what I mean? But if the right things didn't happen in the right places for Taking Back Sunday, and they were never here, they would just be fans of music, and you know what I mean? They're just regular people. Everybody's just doing their thing, and as long as you treat people with respect, you usually get respect back.
And I think that's what people have a hard time dealing with, and that's what I love so much about what Eric and I do, is getting to talk to like these bands we listened to for years, and these people we watch on TV, and they're just normal people that are just living life, and this is just what they do or what they did. But I know like some people can't fucking like wrap their mind around that. They're like, "You're talking to who? Did you ask?" And it was like, I'm not gonna that's not what we're doing. Like, what we're doing is just kind of, we're talking to you right now, right? We've never conversed really until tonight, and we're just hanging out talking, right? Like normal dudes do, and it's fucking great.
Well, I'm a pretty normal dude these days. I mean, the higher we definitely play a couple shows a year, festivals. We'll do little tours here and there, but that's I'm just a fan of music and a fan of the scene that we used to be in, and it's that same way.
So I have to ask, because you have a show coming up on the 17th, is that right? And with a
October.
fucking fire lineup.
Yeah, right. I mean, we stumble upon these things because we have fans from Las Vegas who are like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool, since I'm booking the show, I could put a band that I love from Las Vegas on it?" And that's what happened here. one of our friends, was like, "Hey, this great lineup: Hawthorne Heights, Plain White Tees, Spitalfield, the Paradox. The Paradox, dude, those guys are blowing up right now. I mean, there's so much good hype around them, and for good reason. You know what I mean? They've got a cool dynamic. They've got like a cool like punk sound that I feel like, I mean, it's kind of like faded a little bit. I mean, I feel like a lot of the emo bands were making a recircuit, but there's not that kind of punk edge to it, and I think they're doing a lot of cool stuff.
I love hearing like bands that are kind of breaking away and kind of like going back to these sounds that we don't really hear that much anymore. We had on Ben from Lifted Riffs a few weeks back, and like
Awesome.
I love their sound, and I'm like, man, I haven't really heard music like this in a while. You know, like this
Not
is great.
new music. You hear something like that, and you say, "Oh, this must be from the."
I remember this from 2005.
Yeah,
you know,
late '90s music right
Yeah,
here.
right.
But it's brand new.
No, yeah, right. It's like they're doing things. That
It gives
bring
you
back.
that nostalgic feeling, and I mean, that's the thing with a good song and good music. It's going to catch your ears, and it's going to do good things. You know, I'm really happy that like a lot of these bands from our era are making new music and putting out new things. I just heard the new Starting Line record. I thought it was
How is it?
awesome.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really good. I mean, you know, when we listen to some of our newer stuff, we keep our bar real low. You know what I mean? Because we're like, it can't beat nostalgia. That's
Right,
the
you
problem.
can't.
And even our parents will say, you know, that's the reason they still love the music they used to listen to. It's nostalgia. And for us, you know, sorry to say, Blink 182 is on the classic rock station these days.
Right.
They
That's
sure
like
are.
where we're at.
Yep.
How to say our age without saying our age. You know,
and that's what's it's hard for me. Like when I find a band, I'm guilty of like branching out. Like I love the 1975 are one of my favorite bands, and
one of my favorite bands.
I just love them, and like I love everything they do, and I think Matty Healy is. I say this a lot. I just think he's awesome. I think he's super fucking talented. So I find myself 9 times out of 10 in the car listening to the 1975, and because of that, like my daughter and son, hey, put the 1975 on. So like we're just constantly, and I need to do better at like.
Right. That's okay.
Listening to other music.
Yes, you know, changing what I listen to.
Well,
but
don't let her have control. That's what I'll tell you. It's because once you give your daughters an inch, they'll take a mile, and you know what I mean. I loved the Demon Hunters the first 10 times I heard it, but let's just tell you,
no more. Yeah.
Golden is pounded into my brain
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yes.
And Disney, specifically for my son, he actually loves certain movies, and my son is autistic. He's on the autism spectrum, and so he's nonverbal. So the only way to stop a meltdown is by putting on music like that, and it's an instant calm. But now when I get my Spotify Wrapped, let's just say my tastes in music has gone out the window. I'm like, when somebody shows me a new song, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this. I'm going to treasure this new song that I just heard.
You needed to affect your algorithm in a positive way.
Yes.
I have YouTube up on my TV, just in in the living room, and for a while, I have control of it now, but for a while, it was always like just those. I don't want to call them obnoxious. It's kind of like
are they YouTube Shorts?
The kids watch a lot.
fucking
They
YouTube
have
Shorts.
them on their like iPads. They'll watch YouTube Shorts, but it's like Jordan Matters. I forget his daughter. They do stuff together. It's like these YouTube kids.
The Zam fam.
The Zam fam.
Yep.
I don't know all of their names, but that's what's on my feed. So I made like a kids account. It's not a kids account. It's just an account for my kids because they're old. They're 9 and 10, so they're not using YouTube Kids anymore. But it's just like, all right, guys, do not watch things on Daddy's channel. Daddy's channel is like cooking videos and music and video games. If I see the Zam fam on there,
man, cooking videos is taking over my feed as well.
Oh, it's so good. It's all I want to
watching
watch.
videos of cooking, and then I'm like, Randy Marsh from South Park, just like up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, the cream free.
You get the blanket over you. I'll tell you what, though, I had the Daddies the Podcast YouTube logged into the TV, And I was watching the shorts, they always say the same thing. If you don't like and subscribe, you're going to burn in hell, or like you're going to get fucking murdered, or you don't love your parents. So Isla was like liking and subscribing to all these fucking channels on our YouTube. And I was like, why the fuck is it the Zam fam and King Zippy and like all these fucking people, on the side?
That was actually me.
And then it turns out it was Eric. Yeah, Eric, because he didn't want to burn in hell. So that's where we're at. But I think for us, like with YouTube, we actually took YouTube off of our daughter's TV because she just couldn't. It was like
it's becoming a problem.
It was becoming a problem.
She could addiction.
She couldn't differentiate. Like, this is not real life. These snakes. They were watching the back rooms, and there's just like these giant snakes, and then she would wake up and have nightmares. Like, you can't watch this. Then clearly, this is fucking you up.
This is not working.
Not good for you.
So now her thing is just Wreck-It Ralph, and she watches Wreck-It Ralph every night, and that's fine. You can watch that all day long. That's cool. Whatever.
Way worse stuff to watch.
It's fine for her. And now at least she's going to be okay. But are we going to be okay?
I don't think so.
If I have to watch, what's the movie? Shrek one more time. And it's such a great movie.
I know.
How can a movie that's so perfectly written and constructed melt my brain? I'll never know. But
because
I'll keep putting it on because it makes my son happy.
It's the same movie 1,000. You don't even, like, she won't watch 2 and 3. It's like, no, I just want to watch Shrek 1.
Did you not do that when you were younger, though? Just put the same thing on?
I used to watch, you know what my movie was? The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. 1996, baby.
Talk about that movie. You always talk about that movie.
It's so fucking good.
I still haven't seen that.
We should have a Rock watching party.
That era was Con Air.
Oh,
man,
Con Air
don't
is so
sleep
good.
on Con Air. That movie was gold.
I don't know if you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but Jake Peralta, Andy Samberg's character, is obsessed with Nicolas Cage, and he gets locked in a room in like witness protection with the Captain Holt's husband, and he doesn't bring anything except every Nicolas Cage movie. And so he's going through all of them, and he was like, "Oh man," he was like, "We almost ran out of the good ones." And so like Captain Holt's husband is like, he works at like a museum or a college, and he's like, "We almost had to watch like Captain whatever's mandolin." He's like, "It's some historical piece about Nicolas Cage playing the mandolin," and he was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it almost won like a," and then driving Miss or the other one he did back in like the 90s. And he was like, "Yeah, not Driving Miss Daisy, but Raising
Arizona."
Yeah, Raising Arizona. He's like, "Yeah, this one that won like a bunch of awards." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I told you, the dude's got range."
Bro, I mean, that's to say the least. I mean, he's just been making movies for so long.
Well, then he also does, what's that one? It's kind of like the animatronic thing. Five Nights at Freddy's
Wonderland.
But he just doesn't say anything
the
at
whole
all.
time.
He just goes in like, and he
it
just beats the shit out of the fucking animatronic.
But he always, every 15 minutes, he goes and drinks a beer and plays the fucking, like, isn't it air hockey or pinball or something in the break room?
Pinball, yeah.
But Nicolas Cage is weird because he'll take every movie. Fire or shit, doesn't matter to him. He'll
make it great, as good as it can be.
Nicolas Cage is that shit,
that
man.
Paycheck.
Yes,
I know,
sir.
He comes into my friend's restaurant. He lives here in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
and he'll come to my friend's restaurant all the time, all by himself. And he says he'll order like 8 to 9 entrees. He'll try everything. He'll eat a couple bites of each thing. He'll order 2 bottles of wine. He will polish off one of those bottles right away, and then he will take his others. He'll pop the cork in. They'll allow him to leave with everything he's got. They box it all up for him. He comes in there all the time, and he is a fantastic tipper. Like, the kind of guy that, like, you're about to make $150 to $200 for sure.
If you get his
each person that is even coming up to the table.
I love.
He's like Shaq, where Shaq is like a walking $100 bill, man. If you see Shaq in action, like just walking around, it's almost like somebody's got his guy's got spending money. Shaq doesn't touch the money. He just has the guy standing next to him. Oh, what you wanted to buy that? Oh, buy this mom this. Do this for that person.
I love, like, I wish I had that much fuck you money. Right, because that's what that is at that point, right?
Right.
You're
For
just have fuck you money.
More money than you know what to do
it's
with.
not even. I don't.
I guess it's not even fuck you money.
It is fuck you money when he needs to like say fuck you. But for the most part, he's saying, I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
I guess
you,
he's
because I
doing
know
something
that
charitable with it,
this
kind of.
is doing nothing, not hurting me at all, and it's helping a bunch of people. And now everybody walking around loves you, and that's why I'll forever love Dana White, because he threw $10,000 on our stage once.
Wow.
I heard it hit the ground like a fucking brick. I'm like,
Thud.
we're singing cover songs on Fremont Street, and I hear a brick hit the ground. And I'm like, what is that? And I look down, and I thought it was fake money, dude.
Yeah.
Because it was the stack of hundreds that was wrapped still from the casino.
Yeah, okay.
And it said $10,000 on it. And my guitarist looked at me and just like, pick that up right now.
Yeah, we need to leave.
Get it.
Get
Yeah.
that now.
The show is over.
Dana White, thank you, sir. You're a generous
Shout out
tipper,
Dana
and I will
White.
love you no matter what anyone ever says about you.
Wow. You know what? The daddies could use 10,000.
We could.
So feel
We
free
could.
to.
I mean,
Well,
my loyalty is bought very cheap. If you guys are, I mean,
Big same.
Oh
Big
yeah,
same.
we say all the time. Oh, we'll have no problem selling out when that comes along.
Oh yeah, I would love to sell out. I just think of Wayne's World when he was like, I'm not gonna do just crummy advertisements. He's got the Nike gear on.
Yeah,
He's eating the
just
Dominoes.
coconut, the pepino lime coconut Gatorade every day.
Yes.
Oh, is that refreshing? All right, Seth. Well, thank you, man, for hanging out with us and shooting this shit. We appreciate you coming on, man.
I also am in a band called The Hire.
Yes.
Check us out on any of our stuff.
How can people check you out?
Yeah, check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, all the things that like the old people still are on, you know. I think we made a TikTok, but we're not very good at it. So find us on Instagram first. But if you guys are in Vegas for the When We Were Young festival, we're playing a couple times that weekend. We're playing that show with Paradox, Spitalfield, Hawthorne Heights, and Plain White Tees at the Stratosphere, and that's on the 17th. It's a pool party at the Stratosphere, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Come out to that. If you don't catch us then, and you guys are at the When We Were Young festival, we're going to be doing like a casino night that night where Derek from Mayday Parade, Shane from Silverstein, a couple of different guys are going to come and gamble at the Stratosphere, and you're going to be able to hang out with and gamble with some of your idols if you guys like those guys. So come on through. We're going to be playing a show in the background. I mean,
that all sounds awesome.
There's a lot of fun stuff that's happening that whole weekend, but we're playing again that night and even the following night on the 18th at 9:00. And that's a free show. So if you didn't get your ticket to that other show, come and see us for free that night. Bring your ID and bring your gambling money, and it's going to be a good time.
You know what they say? If it's free, it's for me.
Yeah,
you do always say that.
My favorite shows these days. The free or for me shows.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Seth. Man,
Yes, thanks so much.
Appreciate your time.
And tell your mom if she ever needs, my dad to be on a podcast with her. He's ready.
You got us. You got the hookup.
Yes.
The Daddies podcast.
the Daddies the podcast.
Dads of famous people. I mean, this is a really great idea. I think you guys should roll with this.
We have to pivot.
You guys already have the podcast stuff set up, so
yeah, we could just pivot now.
I'll just get a new banner back here.
Just cross it out.
Your mom's.
I'm going to put your mom right there. Just a picture of her face right there.
She won't take you to court unless it makes actual money. So
yeah, it's fine. We'll be all right.
Thanks for listening to Daddies the Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a review, and give us a like. We'll see you next time.